What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in, Jody's Garage. Feel free to give me a like and subscribe. I got a comment this evening, and I replied to the video with a short reply. The guy said, save your money and go buy a diesel instead of buying a gas burner. So I actually did right the opposite of that. I come from a 6.7 to a 6.0 to this truck. The 6 liter, obviously they have their problems. We can talk about those in another video. It got 17 miles a gallon. Fuel economy was great in that truck. My last one got 19. I got nothing bad to say about the 6.0 and the fuel economy. In a comparable 6.7, now mine was a first gen, mine was a 2011. The truck got 15.4 miles a gallon no matter what I did with it. That was empty, going on a very long road trip to vacation with the kids. 15.4 was the best thing I could ever do with that. Pulling trailers, it would get about 12. This truck, the 6.2, gets between 10 and 15. 10 if you're pulling a trailer around town, stop and go. 15 if you're on a road trip, trailer or not, really doesn't matter. Average, I just filled up this morning, I was getting 13.2 with a mixture of driving, not really highway, but some of the, shorter highway trips, for lack of better terms. So I will get right into it. The biggest reason why I did what I did was not having the CP4 run around the back of my mind, wondering when it was going to go. The maintenance costs are a lot cheaper. Roughly speaking, it cost me $200 to an oil change and fuel filters on my 6.7. This truck cost me about $75, depending on where I buy the oil and the filter. Filters like $6, the oil's 7 quarts at $20-something for the 5-quart jugs. So the biggest reasons for me was the fuel economy and the maintenance. The fuel economy, yes, does get a little worse than the 6.7, but the price of the gallon of fuel is obviously a little cheaper. Gas typically, is about $1 cheaper, depending on where you're at. Obviously, there's different places in the country that have different costs. So for us, it's about $1 difference, roughly speaking, depending on the time of year, who's in office, blah, 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 blah. So for me, it was the maintenance costs. I do all my own maintenance. I was changing the oil at the same intervals. I was doing 4,000 mile intervals on both. I run Motorcraft 1540 in the truck. Yes, I know it calls for 10 every 30 on the 6.7s, depending on the temperature. So I just happened to get a pretty good deal on a bunch of 1540 Motorcraft with the filters, the fluid, the additives, the fuel additive. It's just too much. The other big thing is you're not having to fight the diesel pumps. If you're going to go get gas, you can get gas anywhere. My local gas station's got 2 pumps for diesel, and there's always somebody parked in the way of them where you can't get to the diesel pumps. You got to fight, try to chase around to get diesel pumps. With the gas trucks, I can go anywhere. I don't worry about the quality of fuel as much. Obviously, I don't want a tank full of water, but if I do happen to get some water in it, it's not that big of a deal. Where if you get a bunch of water in a CP4, you can go on any YouTube or social media, look up CP4 disaster problems. They fail all the time. That's another video. I can get into why I think the DCR is better, yada, yada, yada. But the CP4 does have some drawbacks. There's some out there that have went, 500,000 miles, blah, 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 blah. But for me, it was about the maintenance cost. The fuel economy wasn't, it really didn't play into factor because of how little it is for me. In my truck, we're talking 10 to 15. And my 11 model 6.7, we're talking 10 to 15. Average about 12 and 13 too. They were about the same as far as the MPGs goes. I do miss the power. The 6.7 pulled a lot better, especially low end. On highway speeds, if you're driving a diesel, they just pick up, boost, and go. Where the gas trucks have to downshift, and they like RPM. It just is what it is. So that's kind of a quick reply. If y'all are interested in this kind of stuff, or y'all want me to break down, some of the differences a little in more depth than that, or have a long form video, me and a buddy of mine did the same thing. He come from a 7.3, I come from a 6.0, and then a 6.7 to a 6.2. I'm not gonna say I'll never go back, but it would take a lot for me to go back. I love my 6.2. I love the Platinum truck. For me, it was just, it was a game changer financially, economically. It'd be hard for me to go back. Happy New Year's, you guys. I hope that helps somebody. Y'all have a good one. I'll add this into my last little bit on the gas versus diesel. A big thing for me was not having to run illegal. My last truck was deleted at one point in time. So for you guys that know about, or that keep up with the delete and the EPA and all, they've cracked down. They've come after a lot of people for deleted trucks. I don't have to be concerned with that anymore. My truck's got cats on it. It'll pass emissions any day of the week. I'm not concerned with getting pulled over by DOT and having some random inspection for any reason. I cut grass for a living. I don't pull a trailer anymore. I have a van, and I'll show you guys that in another video. But that is another concern. If y'all are running a deleted diesel, they do offer a little better fuel economy typically when they're deleted, but it does come at a risk. Plus the price. You guys have a good one.